Well, hello there, y'all, you gifted leaders. Today, I'd like to talk about judging. I actually just recently had a very interesting conversation with a 22-year-old salesperson. And what we were talking about is that when we judge a book by its cover, it usually bites us. And so I'd like to talk about judging and judgment. I'm going to do actually a couple videos, this one on sales and another one on judging employees. But when we judge, I meditate regularly. And one of the things that came to me in a meditation a number of years ago was when we judge, we eliminate the ability to love unconditionally. And you might say, well, Louie, what does love have to do with leadership? And that's what Tina Turner used to say in a song called What's Love Got to Do with It, right? Well, love's got lots to do with it. When we judge, we've eliminated the ability to love unconditionally. Now, it's a powerful lesson, and it's because it applies everywhere, with our families, at work, everywhere. But here's what this salesman and I were talking about. Often, and he happens to be a car salesman for CarMax at 21 years old, and he's been doing it for a year. And one of the things that he's already learned, because I love to ask people, hey, what's the most important thing you can tell me about sales? Even at 21 years old, I can learn something from somebody that's got something to say. And one of the things he said was, at his tender young age of 21, with a year of sales experience under his belt, he's learned already that not to judge somebody by the way they look or how they're dressed. He said, I learned pretty quick that the old guy that's in a pair of faded blue jeans and a worn out flannel shirt had a pocket full of money. And the guy that was really well dressed in an Italian suit with Italian shoes was a harder customer because he wanted a bunch of stuff for free. And often we'll make these judgments just by how somebody looks. And when we think that they can't pay, or that they're going to be a bad client because of the way they're dressed, or that they don't have the wherewithal to buy our services and products, we've judged them, we've eliminated the ability to love unconditionally, and we've also made it darn near impossible to do business with them. So I'd just like you to be aware that if you're trying to sell, let go of what you think about people who are different than you, people who might be pierced or tattooed or a different race or a different religion or a different background or driving a different car. Let go of it, because at the end of the day, there's no higher or lower. We're all in the same plane, but we're just different in that we dress different, we say things differently, whatever that may be. But when you judge them by the way they look or the way they talk, you're eliminating your ability to make the sale. And that's what we're all in business for. And as leaders, we want to be able to close the deal and make the sale. And that sale sometimes is the thought or an idea or the concept or a process. And that might be with coworkers, it might be with our supervisors, it might be with the market, it might be with people that work for us, all kinds of people that we're constantly selling to. When I've spoken to, I do a lot of volunteer speaking for high schools and high school students, and I asked them by a show of hands who in the room's a salesperson, and one or two, maybe four or five sometimes will raise their hand. I tell everybody, put your hand up. At some point, you're going to go to your mom and dad and ask them for the keys for the car for the weekend for you to go out with your friends. That's a sales pitch. And if you're judging prematurely, mom and dad aren't this or that, you're going to be battling with them. So you want to realize that when you judge, especially in sales, when you're judging that book by its cover, usually it's going to bite you and you're going to lose money. So I hope you find this powerful and helpful. And thanks for going out there and changing the world, and go sell them. See you later.